Hello again. I want to begin by telling viewers the trivial story of something which happened in Manchester on February the 24th. A 27-year-old black man called Abdirahman Abdi, a Muslim who sometimes worships at the Manchester Central Mosque, went there with a guy he knows, a 55-year-old handyman called Darren Connor. Connor had been smoking dope and was a bit out of it. Abdi's a bit of a strange fellow and has behaved, shall we say, in antisocial ways in the past. Connor had with him a bag of tools, including a hammer, a small hatchet, and a Stanley knife, and things like that. Somebody at the mosque noticed the tools protruding from the holdall and promptly became panic stricken. He called for help, and a couple of men ushered Darren Connor into the office. Everything was perfectly amicable. They knew the other man, Abdirahman Abdi. Nobody was aggressive. No arguments or trouble at all. At some point, the black guy just slipped away, feeling that he didn't become involved in an unpleasant scene. There is nothing even remotely newsworthy about this story, and yet it was seized upon by Muslims and others and turned into a terrorist attack or a foiled terrorist attack. Both the Prime Minister and Home Secretary made statements expressing their alarm. Not one person mentioned that the arrested man had gone to the mosque in the company of a Muslim who was known to the worshippers in the Manchester Central Mosque, which was odd. Certainly the people at the mosque knew this. They knew the man Connor was with. Here are one or two questions which viewers might wish to ponder. Why have they not been told before watching this video that is, that a Muslim was connected with the incident at the Manchester Mosque? Why did reports talk of Darren Connor carrying a knife instead of mentioning that it was a Stanley knife in a bag with other tools? Why was this insignificant event blown up into such a big thing, with wild claims about attempts to murder Muslims flying about on Facebook and X? I'm prepared to bet that this is the first time anybody watching this has been told the name of the man that Darren Connor went to the mosque with, and certainly the first intimation they have that he was actually a Muslim who had worshipped there. There's something very odd about this whole affair, and I think that we'll be hearing more about it in the future. In the description to this video, I give a link to the single news item which names the man that went to the mosque with Darren Connor. None of the other newspapers seem to want to mention his name, perhaps because it's so obvious when you read it that he is a Muslim. Very odd business.